Doubt is bad. Doubting yourself is bad. For context, I have my math exam, my Calc 2 exam, a couple hours prior to this making this video. And I was studying, I did my usual thing, study for a good duration of time, not enough though, but a good duration, do a bunch of prayer, and then go into strong, or, be faithful, that's gonna work out. Um, and I think it was an okay exam. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. I really hope there's a good curve. But what annoyed me, and what still annoying me, was that there was a question I saw, and then I was like, dang. Like I was doing I skimmed the exam. I went back to it. I was like, okay, I'll come back to this. This thing makes sense. And I looked at it again and I was panicking because like there was a question I was messing up on. And I came back to that when I was panicking. I was like, dang, I really don't understand what's going on here. I was looking at it, I was like, okay, you know what? I probably skipped something in my studying session, and that's why I can't do it. And then after I immediately put that question out of my grasp, fast forward to like 2 hours later, like when the exam finishes, I'm thinking about the question because like there's no way like I didn't study this. Like there's no way because that thing makes sense to me. Like I've seen those patterns before. And then it turns out it was an integration by port thing. And what annoys me more, it wasn't just integration by ports, but it was the 30 minutes prior to the exam. I had done a question exactly similar to that one because with integration by ports, you obviously have like the UV minus integration, VDU, where you have that. But this one's where you have to like assign I, or like you have to assign the variable to a part of the integration by parts, and then you have to substitute that in. And I really did that. It was like one of my favorite ones because I didn't even study that. I just remember that from like a couple months ago. I thought it was BS, but I thought it was such cool BS that I was like, okay, I'm going to remember this so I can use it in the future because it's like such a fun thing to do. I remembered it. I just remember it now. I think what annoys me the most though is that the reason that happened was because for some reason I doubted myself last minute. And I was like, oh no, I probably skipped a topic, right? Because that's happened before. That happened like my past two math exams, and that's always why I get like a bad grade on them. Because there's always a course I'm like, dang, we're meant to study this. I never, so I doubted myself for this one, even though I thoroughly checked all the topics. Um, and I think it still pisses me off. I think that's something I've been thinking about more, like in terms of this specific exam and that specific question, but more generally, like I think the act of just assuming something is no longer within your grasp, where it's never within your grasp, is much more harmful than like just assuming it is. Right? 'Cause if I assumed it was like, oh, if I assumed I've seen this before and I was just tripping, then I could have gone to the bathroom, came back. I really need to go to the bathroom as well. I could have gone to the bathroom, came back, and had like a fresh set of eyes, but I just assumed this is not something I know, right? And that's what messed me up on the thing, and I'm really worried that I'm gonna get like a bad grade because of that. But largely, like even and more broadly, I do think I do that where I write certain things off as beyond my grasp for some reason. It's like I don't necessarily know if it's like some limitate, like some um I don't think the word implicit applies here, but like it's some like built-in limitation in my head that's like, okay, if I would have this ambition, then I can't do it for some reason. Like I didn't even like say a reason, I just said I can't do it for some reason. And then I think that's something that's much more harmful than um I really acknowledge, right? All that to say, I think of what I want to do. I have my CMSE 132 exam, so I want to really study, do the same process, pray, study, work really hard, and then go to the exam, but not make the same mistake of doubting myself. I'm just gonna assume I can do all of it, right? Like if it comes to a point where I'm making up new computing terms and all that, I'm just gonna assume it's like within my grasp. Um, but I don't know. I think, especially with videos like this, I think something I always like, although like I don't have the right words to say, and this doesn't really come off as scripted. I think it's like something I'm still processing, because even now like there's other stuff, other projects, other teams, other stuff I'm working on now. It's like, okay, why aren't I doing X, Y, Z? And I think a lot of the reasons I'm not doing X, Y, Z is largely because I just don't think I can do it. I think that's something that's really bothering me. I don't want to like ponder on it too much because I do have two exams I really have to ace for my grade, but it's something I want to come back to later. Besides that, though, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.